and her were friends, but we weren't like all the way friends then. My best friend Iman like commented something like really silly, like yeah, as like a joke, and then all of a sudden she started all this drama with her, like was like they were messaging back and forth like and Iman's like you're crazy, like she was sending her like paragraph messages being like you're like saying
Like,
really
fuck you,
yeah, like saying
whatever.
really really horrible things. I can't really remember because I was like what the fuck is going on. And then I was just like, oh, that's weird. Like, yeah, like
Yeah, red flag.
that's really weird.
I'm not, but by the way, like at the time when that happened, it's not like I was like, red flag, she's weird. Like at the
Exactly.
time I didn't
I was like,
give
huh.
it too much. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
huh.
huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like, yeah, it's crazy how when you're a kid, you just don't overthink shit like that in that way. Like you
Yeah.
overthink insecurities about yourself rather than external fucking things that are happening around you.
Yeah. If anything, I was like, oh my God, we're not friends with our
Yeah,
friend anymore.
yeah, exactly.
Rather than being like,
How am I not
what a
gonna be her
psycho bit.
friend?
Yeah. I was like,
like
rather than this psycho has made us do
exactly.
this.
That's what I thought, and I was just like, "Oh, that's a weird thing she did. Oh well." And then, like, "Oh well, okay."
Moving on.
Yeah, and then Iman moved away, to like university, and then I started hanging out with her more. And this big wreck happened, and after the incident, we were
No, it's important like why it happened because you were
yeah, so I got in a
hypoglycemic.
wreck because I'm hypoglycemic. I just got diagnosed with it maybe a couple weeks before, and I had fallen down some stairs. And that's when they realized, like, you know, you have this condition. And then when I was driving, I hadn't eaten for a good few hours, and I had wrecked the car. But I'll save that story
Yeah.
for later. And it was really horrific. And she was in the car, and then I had one of my friends in the back, one of my girlfriends in the back, and then one of my guy friends as well. And I was
Yeah.
more good friends with the girl in the back seat than I was with the kind of liar girl or whatever. And and afterwards I went and saw to like, cause the girl, the kind of liar girl was like really badly hurt, so I went and saw her, and she basically told me that the girl in the back seat had like lied to the police and said that I was on drugs and that's why I wrecked and all this and all that, because the police, like I was actually being taken to court for this wreck that I'd been in, because they had like, you know, they were like, oh, we think you were on drugs. I was like, it was like 3 p.m. Like do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm a child, like yeah. And so they said like, oh, like all this. So I believed her when she said that. I was like, oh, that's why. That's why
They're
like
taking
they're
me to
taking me to
court.
court. And so I totally blanked the girl in the back seat, like stopped talking to her completely. Like I was like, fuck her. And I really got super close with the other girl, the what's it, antagonist in the story.
Oh my God, like
Yeah.
give her a name. Give her a name. Nancy.
Tiffany. There.
Tiffany.
I
There
was
you go.
really good friend. Like I started to become really close with Tiffany. And yeah, and then as the court proceedings go on, I like on the actual court date, I get to read all the statements that everyone made. And it turns out that Tiffany is the one who fucking lied and said all this horrible shit and was the entire reason why I had to go to court, why my mom had to spend money on a lawyer just for them to tell me that I was not guilty. And she had lied about Backseat Girl. Like she was lying about what she had said.
Yeah.
And so I stopped talking to that girl because of that. Like, do you know what I mean? Because of what she had said. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Of
fuck.
course.
So, like, I sent Tiffany a big message being like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. Like, you lied. Like, and she was still lying about it. So it's like, I literally read your handwriting. Like, it was in her handwriting. And then I went the next day at school, I went and found Backseat Girl and I told her everything, and I was like crying and I was like, I'm really sorry. Like, I didn't know she was lying. And then she was like, she was crying and she was like, I didn't know that. She's just like, I didn't know why you stopped talking to me and all of this, that, because months had gone by now, like, because court shit takes ages.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I was never able to like rekindle that friendship that I had with her because of it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, she like properly isolated me, like to be her only friend.
I just had a moment of realization.
Yeah.
That she did that. She wrote that report and blamed it on Backseat Girl.
Yeah.
To make you hate Backseat Girl.
Yeah. What a crazy bitch. Do you know what I mean?
And literally, yeah, because she had this obsession with you, so she wanted to isolate you from
it's
from
fucking
everybody.
crazy. Like it's crazy. And then like
Whoa, the extent. Like imagine having a master plan like that when you're
I
like
know.
16 years old.
And like to think like you didn't think that I wasn't gonna be able to read all the statements. Like of course, all of it. You're able to read everything in the court. Like there's no hidden shit. Like do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because my stupid ass is really nice and it's like a year and a half goes by and she ends up getting in touch with me because she actually went to a different school. Like she didn't go to the school that I went to, so I didn't know what she was like in school, so she could have very well been like a bully. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but-
Because she would lie to me and be like, this girl stole from me, da da da, we're gonna go and fight her. And I'd be like, yeah, I can't believe she stole from you, let's go
Yeah.
fucking beat her up. Like do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so like because I never saw what she was like in school, I didn't realize she was a bully and doing all these things. And then whenever like we got back in touch, she fucking stole my mom's dogs on the day after Christmas. Like yeah. And still like 5 years later sends me a message saying like she still didn't do it. And it's like I literally found them at your house. Anyways, but yeah,
And we had our microchip reader as well.
my mom had her microchip reader, bitch.
So it's a confirmation.
Yeah, but it's crazy that these people are so self-aware of the manipulation that like because
No, they're definitely. I've dealt with somebody who is a sociopath.
Yeah.
And that is first stages of sociopathic behavior. And then the thing is though, they might not even realize that they're doing all of this
Yeah,
until
that's scary.
they get to a certain age when they recognize that they're a sociopath. But did you know that a person that finds out that they're a sociopath is actually empowered by that?
Ew.
So they feel a sense of like power
Surge.
that
I have
they
this power
that
over
yes,
everyone.
because they have this manipulation power that they're able to control people, and because that lack of empathy, like because they have a lack of empathy,
They don't care.
they can't understand the feelings and emotions that we're going through as a result of their actions. So they're basically always looking for drama because their life is so dull if they don't constantly feed that
Yeah.
like feed that desire
Entertainment.
to,
It's
yeah,
literally
it's
like,
entertainment.
It's
That's
like
the word.
people watching, but you're the puppeteer of
Yeah.
the people.
And
like
and then they realize it.
yeah.
How fucked up is that?
Cause yeah. That's insane. It's weird to think about like that I've let these people because there's a statistic that like if you've had abuse whenever you're younger, you're more likely to
Accept.
fall